And maybe rightfully so, because nothing is really happening, or nothing much. I shouldn't say nothing at all, because I can recognize this afternoon Mr. Jermaine Joyce, who I see is making a conscious effort, and he managed to get the interest of the youths to come out and play sports. And I have to recognize that. But I think that we have to take it, a step further. And when I say take it a step further, I mean that he needs the support of the whole community. And by extension, technical support. Because he's making an effort, and he needs assistance from coaches, etc., so that we can teach the youths the game, so that they can excel. It's not just about running up and down in the sport field, but more than, even further than that, that we can have professionals, we can have youths that excel in whatever discipline of sports they play, and they can move on further, even to have it as a profession. As we've seen all over the world, there are numbers of cricketers who became part of the West Indies cricket team, some part of the Leeward Islands cricket team, and stuff like that. And we have not seen a Barbudan reach to that level yet. However, I am not doubting the fact that we can, which we have the ability. We have shown it in the past. Because growing up here in Barbuda, sports going on, there were several teams back then. And in cricket as well, there were cricket teams. We had teams that used to come over from Antigua. I remember as well, the Cocoa Point Trust Fund used to organize matches where the white guys would come and play with us. I say all that to say that back then it was a community effort. I am the chairman of the sports committee on the Barbuda Council. This gathering this afternoon was organized by me in my capacity as a member of our community. As the person charged with that responsibility as head of sports, I am the one who's faced with the questions out there. And I felt compelled to come to the people of Barbuda, to the community, because we don't have a proper sports program within our department, within the Barbuda Council. And that it is sad to say that. But I say that today because it is the reality. And we have to work on that. That is something that, as the head of the sports department, I have started. I have been on the ground in Antigua. I've been to the Ministry of Sports. I've spoken to the director who is willing to assist. But, you know, things happen and happen slowly. I've spoken to many personalities in Antigua as well who are involved in sports, sports journalism, and the like. And those persons have expressed the interest to assist us. But they see the need for us to start something ourselves. And I want to use this afternoon as the starting point. So this afternoon, the intention for this meeting is to get the feedback from the community as to how they want to see us move forward. And in moving forward, I think that one of the things that we have to do is to form ourselves into association or committees that can be the leader in chanting the way forward. So at the end of this meeting, I am actually expecting that we would have persons here who would be willing to volunteer of their time to serve on whether it be a committee or an association. Because one of the goals that we want to achieve is to have a Barbuda Sports Association. And that association would be responsible for organizing teams and or leagues that the youngsters can participate in whatever discipline of sports, that we can take that to another level. Once you have an association, you have power to create certain legislations. You have the power to go out and promote. And, you know, as an association has to be properly set up. There are legal things that you have to go through, and you have to have what you would call a constitution that would govern how persons are elected to serve on that community, on that association. And so if we go forward, I believe if we go forward in this vein, that we can have something positive coming out of the community. Barbuda is blessed with many, many, many talents. We have seen it. In whatever discipline, it seems we are blessed with those talents from the Almighty, that whatever discipline that we go forward in, we excel. And I can't see why we cannot utilize some of that skill in sports. So this afternoon, I will be asking anyone within this gathering to comment, ask questions, whatever your input. But at the end of the day, we would hope to see something positive come out of this gathering. It cannot be that we sit back every day and say nothing is happening in sports and say that, oh, you have to lead. You are the leader. You are the one who has no. In Barbuda, as we know it, the Barbuda community is the one that made sports happen, and we can do it again. So with those few remarks, I would ask the chairman of the Barbuda Council to have a word, Mr. John Mussington, to have a word on this very issue. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Warner, and good evening, everyone. It's good that you have taken the time this evening to come out and support the community, support yourselves, support the youth in Barbuda. Now, I'm just going to give some context and background with regards to sports and its importance for us here in Barbuda as a community. Now, one of the first things that I need to lay on the table is that sports is an integral part of any community. And the Barbuda community, which is close-knit, even more so in terms of how we operate. Sports is something that is associated with health, it's associated with your well-being, it's associated with how you socialize, and that is why sports is emphasized among the youth in terms of part of their training. So for the youth, sports build character. It helps to develop sportsmanship, and what sportsmanship is all about is the discipline, it's setting goals, it's being able to get along with others, it's being able to take your licks when you get it and do it in a very manageable and upstanding manner, no fighting and whatnot. So sports is a foundation in terms of how we build our youth, and so we can't divorce ourselves from it if we want to have a good community. Now, sports in Barbuda has a history, all right? And we have achieved a lot based as the kind of things that used to happen here. And let me give you some ideas as to what's going on. Physical education and sports became a part of the school curriculum. And one of the reasons why it was made a part of the curriculum is for those things that I mentioned earlier. It helps to build character. And so there's no way that you can have a school program without having sports as being a part of it. So the Caribbean Examination Council, in its wisdom, introduced physical education and sport as part of the curriculum early o'clock. Because there's no way we can graduate our children without that aspect of their development. And one of the things that I need to highlight this afternoon is that Barbuda was an integral part of that program when it began. In fact, when the first set of exams came out, Sir McChesney George Secondary School actually placed students in there. And I'm telling you all that to let you understand the background that we have, the shoulders which we have to stand on, and what's happening now, why we need to regain where we came from. Now, many students have passed through the school with high passes, commendable performance in physical education and sports. Little Barbuda. So much so that early o'clock in the program, and Mr. Coffey can be a testament to that, there was one year when the registrar for CXC, Mr. Didicus Jules, actually commended the program at Sir McChesney George, which Mr. Coffey was a part of, in terms of the exemplary approach which was used in delivering the school-based assessment. Now, that school-based assessment is the actual work that was done in terms of getting children ready to write that exam and so on. And Little Barbuda, based on the program that we were running then, and I'm sure still continues now, Mr. Coffey? Still continues now. So we have a lot to be proud of. We have something to stand on. And it's all the more reason why this meeting this afternoon is so critical. Now, when it comes to sports, physical education and sports in general, and its importance in the community, the Barbuda Council understands that and supports the program fully. And going forward, we have a committee which is headed by Mr. Warner, Youths and Sports, and he has taken the initiative in terms of trying to revive what is happening in that area. And the Barbuda Council is supportive of that, and we will stand 100% in terms of getting back to where we were in terms of our community. So we have a lot of work to do. It's not hopeless, because the past is there to show us in terms of some of our people who have excelled in the program. We are still excelling in terms of the young people we get coming out at the CXC level. All we need to do is to get back the community spirit in terms of some of those programs that we used to have. Remember, the council employs coaches that goes into the school as part of the program. The council employs the afternoon program in terms of getting people up. It has fallen apart since 2017, and what we need to do this afternoon, as the chair of sports has said, is to get back there. And I think as a community, once we work together and we understand the important role that sports play as a community builder, then all of us will lend our support in terms of getting to where we need to go. So that is my message this afternoon. We have a history. Sports is an integral part of our community. We are a close-knit society, and we need to really get back to where we are. And the council pledges its full support in terms of getting us to where we need to be. Okay? Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Mussington, for those words. At this time, I would want to invite the representative, because I know he must have some word to give us this afternoon, because none of this was really planned, but I decided that it has to happen. Come to the podium.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to be very brief because I think Mr. Muston basically summarized and touched the content of what needed to be said this afternoon. But just to say practically that I, myself, as a former captain of the Barbuda Island cricket team, and I have to put it in context, right? I've lived it, right? And today, if we had the opportunities back then that exist today, much, much more would have happened where sports is concerned in Barbuda, right? We had a passion for sports. I had a passion for cricket. They had basketball, all the other netball, etc., etc. I mean, you come down to the schoolyard in the afternoons, the girls will play netball, basketball is being played. Today, cricket would have been played in the schoolyard this afternoon. All right, so I'm very happy for the attempt and effort being made, as the chairman said, supported by the Barbuda Council. And I really hope that we can get to a place where we can actually see things happening. Because one of the things we can do a lot is to talk. But I think the time has come for us to try and ensure that we put something in place to see something happening in Barbuda where sports is concerned. One of the things that is definitely, I believe, crucial is for us to also sensitize the youths in terms of sports and what it means. Because there's a lack of interest with some of the youngsters. And I think that is something that we have to work on. Because back then, we weren't afforded the comfort of today. For example, there's all the facilities exist. A basketball court with lights. We have a cricket field that we have good boundaries now that we can establish. I noticed there are tennis courts too. You know what I mean? I mean, those things were a figment of the mind for us back then. So I think those things can be used as sort of catalysts, as motivating points to show them, listen, you know, at least the start is there and it's for us to move forward. And finally, I just want us to also recognize that notwithstanding the fact that Barbuda Council does have a sporting department, etc., I want to fully endorse what the chairman has said, that let's look at this as a community effort. Let's try and make the community the vanguard of this, and the ones that actually push and even organizes sports in a particular way. The association is important because when that happens, you can network and connect with other associations and in Antigua and so on to ensure that we can have the things we had before. We used to play parish league here. I played cricket against a New Zealand team right here in Barbuda. Mr. Bees and Mr. D'Souza, y'all can remember those games, you know what I mean? I mean, these things can happen again, right? And cricket is not the only thing. I just emphasize that because that's my passion. But let us try and make things happen. And again, for me, I endorse what was said by the chairman of the council and the chairman of sports and hope that we can move forward and make something great happen for Barbuda. Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Mr. Walker, for those comments. And so I would like for us to understand that what is happening today should be something of a landmark, because ever so often we have issues within our community. And I can remember after Irma, when we had an issue down at the fisheries complex, in order for us to get back the complex, I watched it on Facebook because I wasn't here, but I saw unity at its finest. I saw people holding hands surrounding a whole building, not just an empty building, a building with policemen with guns. When I saw that, I saw community. And this is what I want to see where sports is concerned. Community. We have a community playing field. It was mentioned by Mr. Walker. And nobody plays sports out there except for persons who come inside here and work. People who come from outside to work, I've seen baseball being played there. Baseball is not a sport that we play in Barbuda. The Spanish come and they utilize it. I've seen football played out there, not by our people from our community, not Barbudans. And that tells me something. The only other sport activities that I see out taking place out is horse and donkeys running up and down in the field. It took a gentleman who, well, he's now becoming a part of us, who one day was passing and saw the amount of garbage and stuff inside that field, and he took it on himself to get garbage bags and clean them up, pick them up, and it was a lot of garbage. And he called me and he said, Mr. Warner, I was passing that field and I saw so much garbage, and every day it burns my heart. And I took them up, and if you can have a transport to come and pick them up, I would be glad. And I want to say good afternoon to Mr. Greg Skeppel. He's a former cricketer and an ardent he is. Yes. So I think at this time, if the gentleman with the mic can give the mic to Mr. Greg Skeppel, who I recognize in the gathering. I wanted to say a few words because I know you have the passion of, because when it takes someone from outside to come in and to bring to my attention certain things that should be happening here among us, that too tells me something. So I need for Mr. Skeppel to have a few words. I can't tell you what to say. I know you know what to say as a sports person yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. Kind of put me on the spot because I thought I would be listening to the viewers of the Barbuda before I get an opportunity to speak. But I migrated to Barbuda. I have some interests that I'm pursuing now. And sports is a passion of mine. And it burns my heart to see a facility with so much potential not being used. I've been there a few times, and it's better than most of the fields in Antigua. And I think Barbuda is privileged to have something like that. but I am very disappointed that it's not being utilized fully. And there's so much youth around. I live very close to here. And in the mornings, the passion that I hear the youth have, they have a lot of passion, but it's being channeled in the wrong direction. Because as small as they are, their language is if you hear them in the morning, right? And I think it's our responsibility to harness that energy and channel that energy in the right direction. And for me, sports is one of the best vehicle to channel that type of energy. Because I grew up in sports. I've been around sports since I know myself. And sports is what gave me the level of discipline that I have now. In my, I'm a bit, I have a few years with me. And sports throughout my life is what, build the character, as Mr. Mussington was saying. And, sports has so much that it could offer. And I think it's time that, and you're fortunate too, because it's just a village. It's not anything big. So everybody is around. So it's just for the village now to come together, recognize. I went by the session there last evening, and it was just all youths. 90% of the folks that was down there was youths. So for me, I'm here, and I have a lot that I could offer, willing to offer it too, because I say anywhere I go, I want to see sports being played. If I'm not participating, I want to be able to watch. And Barbuda for me is a place that, and also I've been around sports in Antigua. I've never seen a Barbuda on any team that I've participated representing Antigua. Nobody ever say they're from Barbuda. And I played cricket for Antigua for 15 years. Right? Talking about the national team, I played for the youth team for a long time as well, because I started to play national youth cricket at 13. Right? So I made my debut for Antigua in 1991. Played youth cricket before that. I've never heard any of the people that is around that they're from Barbuda. And it's Antigua and Barbuda we carry on the flag every time. So I believe it's time that Barbuda, take up their little spot and force some of the Antiguans off the team. Or push enough that they will give Barbuda a team of their own. Because it can be done. Navies play in the Leeward Islands tournament by themselves. There's not Singis and Navies, it's Navies alone. So you can have a Leeward Islands tournament with Barbuda representing itself. So, it's for us, because I'm here now, it's for us to come together and see what's on the table, and let's lay it out properly so that the youths can partake of what we're putting out for them. But, the time is now. If it's not now, it's when.
Thank you very much, Mr. Skepper. Okay, and I deliberately put him on the spot because he did not even know that I was going to call on him. And it's because what he did for me was out of the ordinary. I don't know how many Barbudans, I'm not saying there were no Barbudans who would have done it, but none have ever called me to say that the place looks so dirty and filthy, and clean it up and call and ask that you could just pick up the waste. And I thought that to me speak volume. right? So that wasn't really any special treatment, just in case anyone have that in their mind. So at this time, I would want to ask anyone in the gathering to make whatever suggestions you may have, ask whatever questions by the showing of hands. So we have someone at the front who wants to get the mic. Microphone.
Good afternoon, member of the Parliament,
Good
Mr. Chairman of Sports, other members, good afternoon. It's just a suggestion, it's my input, because as a daughter of the soil and a lover of Barbuda, I could remember, bringing back sports is not hard, because I could remember in 2013 when I was working here as a police officer, we just, as a police, I'm tired of seeing the kids and them running all over the place, and then we have to lock them up for being mischievous. However, say that to say that, I took it up my own and I went over to Antigua. I went into the sports department. I spoke with Mr. Gomes, Toby Gomes, where he assisted me with gears. And I pay out of my pocket to clean the big field down there because, I just don't love to see our kids because they are the future. It burns my heart when I see them. They're running all over the place, have nothing to do. And they have potential. Because look at this. I have two brothers that travel the world, in track and field. And even, Maverick Weatherhead, he ended up and, he came out on top. He win the record for the Vitamalt stuff they know back then. And then we got Razim, and they represent Barbuda very well. Okay, say that to say that, and I come in contact with Mr. Jermaine Joyce, and we work partnership from since 2013 up until now. I must say kudos to Mr. Joyce. Because, I spoke with Mr. Gomes. I said, it's, as the gentleman said, it's all about Antigua and Barbuda, and there is no Barbudan. So I push and push, and, I made calls, and I get Mr. Joyce to go over for a seminar, and, he went further. He went to Barbados and stuff like that, and he got his certificate, qualification. And I must say, I am so proud of Mr. Peter Coffey as well, because he trained my two brothers, hence the reason why they reach all over the world with the track and field stuff. For us to start the sporting stuff here in Barbuda, we know we have to do a foundation. Most parents and people out there will say, the kids are there, they don't want nothing to do. That is a lie. They need motivation. Once we get, and they like competitions. Because what I did is to bring a team from Antigua to work along, play football with Mr. Joyce and them there. I don't know if you could remember in 2013. And it was a good thing. That's a good start. And from since then, Mr. Joyce, he continue the football thing. He have gears, we get asked for sponsors and stuff like that. We didn't get much. Only thing we play with bibs. And, we get some balls and stuff like that from over there. It's just that we have to push, get up and push and let things happen over here in order for them to move forward. The kids in them, they want something to do. It's not, I don't want to hear nobody been saying that there's nothing there for do and blah, blah, blah. I don't like that. If we come together, let us build. There's a group want to come over. Sometimes, we have to go out there and get sponsors. We fix the basketball, the complex there for them to stay. That's the first thing there. And, I spoke with Winston Benjamin, then I have him to call your secretary, to come and pave to do the cricket field out there. We can go out there as a team, get materials, and then we will build some shared place for them to sit down and stuff like that, and we can even go out there and ask for a coach from netball. We even have netball. We have Kanye D'Souza and Elena, these girls, because I used to play netball as well. We could bring them back and do a little thing down here and get the girls also into sports in. And I'm very happy that you start this meeting, you're hosting this meeting for us to come together and for us to move Barbuda, put us back on the map. Because I know for a fact there's no Antiguan, I could say, could stop us when it comes to track and field and basketball. Because look at this, Sir Manchester George, we know the basketball stuff there the other day. We have good players. We have good people in Barbuda. We are strong. But the thing is, we cannot sit down and allow them to go astray and waste their time away. We have to get up, as I said, as Barbudan, put things in place. you know, be a leader, good leaders, so we can get a brighter future, because we don't want to lose our young people here. For right now, we are losing them, and I am so happy and I'm so glad for this meeting that you're hosting, Mr. Warner. And don't let it go to waste. We just don't want to talk, and tomorrow we need consistency. Let us come together as one, you know, if you're creating the group, yes, and then, you know, so we could work together, move Barbuda forward, move the young kids forward, because sports has to do with education as well. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, well said. Anyone else who want to make a comment? Yes,
I'll go.
sure.
I'll go. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zeke, in case you all didn't know. I've been in Antigua for about 4 years, not because of my own thing, but you know, there wasn't a lot of opportunities in Barbuda. I used to play sports, basketball, track and field, Mr. Coffee, and I've heard everybody here want to really say thank you for this. You know, I see that you're trying, and you know, I hope that we can continue. Again, shout out to Smurf. I can't shout out Smurf enough. However, I've heard everybody talk about, you know, the past, so I'm here to talk about the future. I've developed a master plan. I spoke with council early up in February about it. So I'm just here to give my ideas. You can hopefully write it down, and all of us can be here and go forward. So I would have started the Barbuda Youth Council back in May. And have you heard of it? No? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, great. So I see Savannah is here, so I'm glad that she's here. If we're doing anything with the youths must be involved, and I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here, but I would love to see more youths a part of it. Because one thing, since I've been here, I'm only here today because of this, because I saw you had this. So I flew over, took some time off from work because I believe it's very important. One thing that we need to do is we need to stop saying that the youths are not interested. When I was a part of the youth council and I met with all of them, one thing that I realized is there's a lot of difference between what I'm hearing the adults saying and what I'm hearing the children saying. And I want to say that after what you can do is go into the schools, the primary school, secondary school, and have consultations with the youths, because the adults can't imagine that the adults are going to say, okay, this is what the youths need, and nobody asking what the youths actually want. And I'm going to shout out Mr. Peter Coffey back in 2011, if you all remember. We had inter-school. He took a team of about 20 people. It was Seco, Zach, all them, they came third. I remember after that I went to Mr. Coffey, Mr. Coffey, we can go over there and we can do great things. 6 of us went over to primary school, and guess what, we came third against teams that had 20, 25 people. One reason why the youth are not motivated is because there's nothing to be motivated for. Smurf is trying, however, we don't have a basketball league, and I think we should, after this, start back an association. And I don't think it should be community-based in terms of just a bunch of us in the community alone doing it. We have an Antigua and Barbuda Basketball Association, Cricket Association, it says Antigua and Barbuda, and they have resources that they're supposed to give us. So it shouldn't be, they should be telling you, oh, you need to come together. No, these associations have a responsibility for Barbuda to ensure that they get us the resources. So we need to go back to them, all the presents, and I've done that as well. I've heard Bonito done. I'm sure all of us in this room, somebody has done that before on their own. But I think we, as I said, we can start the association, and through you, we meet with all these associations over there in one big meeting, along with the Minister of Education and Sports, and say, look, you can't leave out Barbuda. I've heard the gentleman here say that, hey, he didn't see no Barbudans a part of these teams. That's because, honestly, nobody comes over here to have anything. I've been a part of the basketball team for national, and it's not like if they come over here, and we have way better people over here. One next thing that I think we should do is with the schools is have a student-athlete forum. So the student-athlete forum would see students that you should use sports as a gateway to get education, because honestly, yes, having more professionals is nice, but majority of them won't make it that far. But you should use the education that you get, the free scholarships, to advance your career in that aspect. And I think that's one thing that we don't stress enough. So we can partner with Mr. Regis Burton. He's done something similar already. That's something I want to also do for the youths, where we have a student-athlete forum. We have people like Loop, we have people like Maverick, Razim, myself, all people that have gone far, not just in sports, but in other aspects of Babylon life. So we have that forum where it's a week-long forum. If you want to be a part of basketball, you come and learn about basketball. You come and learn about how it is to be a student-athlete. Ensure that your books are also up to par. You ensure that we talk about the dietitians and all those things, because sports is not just going up there, run up and down. It's way deeper. And it also comes with also a change in the mindset of the community. A lot of parents, how often you hear the parents say, oh, me no want to go to sports. You know, the struggle I had, Ms. Coffey can tell you, to have my parents agree for me to go off for sports, because hey, we don't see it as anything big in Barbuda. So the mindset needs to shift first as well. But it comes with, again, a change in We need better equipment, we need better resources. One of the issues that the kids said is, well, yes, we have resources, but when you come to the school and they don't allow you to use the resources. They say, boy, y'all can't use the ball. Them say, that shouldn't be. We shouldn't be getting all these donations and then the kids and them can't use them. Go to the center, just inside, they looking like ornaments. We also need to have more award ceremonies for the youth. That's something I want to do back in January. So if anybody's hearing me and you want to be a part, I'm here. Because why is it that we have sports and then we can't reward the youth of them for anything? So what motivation do they have to go and do anything if they're not going to be rewarded for anything? So these are just some of the issues that I have. Not going to take up much of the time, but I am here. If you want to have a committee, I'm here. I'll always fly over. I'll always be there via Zoom, and we can go from there. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, all. Honestly, I'm pleased to be here this afternoon, because to be honest, at one point in time, I was really on the verge of giving up where sports is concerned, because many of us have fight many battles in terms of sports trying to get the youths, but outside of all that, a few things, one or two things I would like to touch on quickly. One, starting with us as parents. We have to play more of a pivotal role in the lives of our children. Many of you know all my children are involved in sports. Not because I forced them into sports, but wherever I went, from since they were looking like this, they followed me everywhere, and they just automatically picked it up. And Mr. Gomes, Greg Steppel, yes, Babylon has represented Antigua in cricket. My son played for Antigua and Barbuda, the Leeward Islands tournament where they won in St. Martin a few years ago. But no, okay, no, I was just saying so. All right. But it was only because, not because he was in, because he went to grammar school at the time and he was playing in Antigua. So it wasn't because he came over, because he was over there playing. But what we want to happen is that it's not about just Barbuda or versus Antigua, but we want our children to have a greater opportunity. The other thing I'd like to see happen is that from the primary school level, more sports is being played. Presently, no PE teacher, nothing. So when they come to me at the secondary school, they think I'm being that difficult. So something has to be done at the grassroots level, because if we don't develop them from down there, then they lose interest. And again, we have to find a way. Yes, the associations and all that, but for on the ground, we as a community have to come together, because again, a lot of people think the children are not interested in sports. I work in the school. Many of them are. But when they practice year in, year out, then all the leagues happen in Antigua, they're not participating. We ourselves as adults, we are very competitive. Imagine they. So we have to find a way. And one thing I always tell them, the worst case scenario is sport, and Ezekiel mentioned it earlier on, they find a good education. Not all of them. In fact, statistics will show majority of them never go on to play professional sport. But at the end of the day, we talk about the discipline and all that. It goes with them. And for me, from since little boy, I've been around sports. And that has helped me even today as an adult. So imagine what I can do. But then, the way we used to do things then, I know many of us talk about before, but a lot of things for us then, we cannot, as coaches, we have to develop a different mindset, because the kids of today, they're just totally different. And doesn't matter how we try to go around it, they're just different. And we have to find a way of reaching them in a different way. And again, Ezekiel talked about the mindset, so we have to change the mindset. But we have to do more than just the talk shop. The powers that be, the community, parents, we all have our part to play. And many times we bash these young people, but we're not providing that opportunity for them to develop, for them to be the best version of themselves. And so all those things have to fall into play. Again, we cannot be having all those basketball league, cricket, track and field in Antigua, and our students sometimes, years, they cannot participate. Wherever it is, we have to find the monies that be and the resources to get them, because that's the only way they'll develop. So I don't know. I know, honestly, I know it is, being involved with it for all those years, I know it is a very expensive venture. But we spend millions of dollars on many other things. If we don't take care of the youth, as I always tell some people, for me, I look at sports. If I can fix one today, that is one less that will come into my house and, as we say, memorize me in my own home. So if you can spend millions of dollars, on Caribana, Carnival, everything else, we can find the money to help our youth, to give them a better opportunity.
Yes. Young lady at the back.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
As a young lady that is involved in sports, I'm sorry, I'm very nervous. I spend my few hours after church writing this, so bear in mind. Sports in Barbuda and the concerns many of us have been carrying for a long time, and you should know that. Sports should be one of the strongest foundations of our community, sometimes that bring our youth together, builds discipline, teaches teamwork, and give our young people positive opportunities. But right now, the reality in sports in Barbuda is being neglected. Do we all see that? I don't think we as Barbudans should be neglected. Am I clear? Our community and our young people are in affect. Don't you see the need that sports in Barbuda should be accompanied? We see the lack of proper facilities, equipment, funding, and organized programs. We see talented young athletes with potential, but no support system. We see fields that aren't maintained, events that aren't consistent, and promises made that never turn into action. Our youth deserve better than that. Our island deserves better than that, and we know that. We're not here to point fingers. We're here to demand change, accountability, and investment in our young people. If we want our young people to thrive, we must give them structures, opportunity, and a safe place to grow. Sports is not just played. It is a pathway to discipline, confidence, scholarships, careers, and community pride. What we want is very simple: proper facilities and equipment, organized consistent programs and competitions, support for coaches and volunteers. Invest in our youth sports, not excuses. A long-term plan, not a short-term talk. Barbudan has talent, heart, and spirit, but without support, all that goes to waste. We are asking for action, not words. For commitment, not delay. For our children to finally be given the opportunities they deserve. Let's rebuild sports in Barbuda together for the good, for our youth, and the future of the community. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Savannah Benjamin, and I'm part of the association. I believe that sport is a very important part of education and life. They help us stay healthy, build confidence, and learn teamwork in Barbuda, and stay out of trouble. But of right now, Barbuda doesn't have enough sporting opportunities for children and teenagers. Here are some challenges that I see: not enough equipment, like balls and uniform or training gear. Limited access to coaches or organized teams. Some fields or courts are in poor condition. Here are my ideas to help to improve sports in Barbuda. Organize more community sports like programs and clubs or football, cricket, netball, and even track and field. Fix up or upgrade our playing fields and courts so we can practice safely and proudly. Invite coaches or volunteers from the community, even if it's just for a few hours or a week, to help train and guide young athletes. We can come about this changing by asking for help, sports organizers, reaching out to donors, or even hosting locals. If I get the chance I will speak upon Barbuda's sports in Barbuda because I believe every child deserves a chance to play a complete part and shine. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. So I know we've touched a lot on the things that we would love to see for Barbuda in terms of sporting equipment, associations, and so forth. I am happy that two young people were able to come to speak their mind. Honestly speaking, I expected that there would be more, especially since that when I frequent Facebook, I tend to see the questions, and I tend to see the comments that are made by persons who are younger than me, not older, younger. And I would have expected to see those same persons here voice their opinion. Now, what I want to touch on specifically is based on what the youth said, and they're not wrong for what they said. But I want to give a bit of a backstory that I hope that it's taken in a positive light. When I was growing up, we didn't have sporting gear. We didn't have, what we had was facilities in terms of like the fields were there, and in some cases, not even the cricket field, because when I came back in Barbuda in 98, 99, the cricket field wasn't in existence yet. It probably was there, but it wasn't utilized. Majority of the cricket that was played right here on the school field. But I remember getting to school in the morning and cricket playing first thing in the morning before bell. Sometimes an hour before school start, cricket to play. Break time come, cricket to play. Second break, cricket to play. As soon as school done, you go home, change your clothes, cricket to play. And cricket to run from 2 in the afternoon till sundown. Basketball court full with people who play in basketball. You know what those people had? Passion. Even though council or even though donors or associations did not provide the equipment to play, we played. Let me give an example. Back in 2000, let's say 2001 to about 2004, we didn't have equipment to play cricket. You know what we did? We found a 2x4. If it didn't have a saw, they took a cutlass and you chop and you shape your bat. Sometimes one side high, one side low. Sometimes the edge so sharp you have to use sandpaper, thief sandpaper from your parents' toolbox, and you sand the handle. We played cricket. We didn't have tennis balls like that. So the few persons who had their parents working at K Club or Cocoa Point, we found a way for thief the ball and them, because we must play cricket. Basketball didn't have no net. Half the time no net was on the rim. But guess what? Basketball must play. The ball could be stripped entirely of its skin. Basketball must play. The ball could bounce and be in reaching knee. Basketball must play. Same thing with football. We didn't have the fancy nets. You put 2 soda backs there and you kick them there. As a matter of fact, street cricket was played more than it was played on the field. Because between somebody lick a alley, bat, a ball I get bat. I say this to say, a lot of the expectation is placed on our generation to give you an experience. What about creating that experience for yourself? A lot of times, I'm not saying that it's not integral, it's not an integral part of having the support of our generation to help to provide. But if you put yourself in a situation where if I want to play netball, I'm going to play netball. Don't care who says so, make it play netball. If I want to play cricket, I'll play cricket. If I want to play basketball, I'll play basketball, irregardless of what is provided. I love the fact that you stated, Mr. Warner, that we have the basketball court and we have lights. Many persons my age, Kibo can tell you, Mr. George can tell you, Mohammed can tell you, Peter can tell you, and Mr. Warner, Mr. D'Souza can tell you. At 5 o'clock, basketball court was empty because we didn't have lights. So you had to play as much basketball between 1:30 when school done to about 6 o'clock, because after that, no light day. There are many times when some people had to put up money out of their own pockets just to get the lights on. And if the light brought by some absent child, that's it. You have to play between 1:30 and 6 o'clock. So you're fortunate now to have a facility where lights are on. But you know what's the weirdest thing? I'll walk down 7:30 going to Lincoln taking a stroll, basketball empty. How can you say that you love the sport so much, you want it, but you're never there playing? We have the cricket field out there. It doesn't take us going out there and rolling the pitch for you to play cricket. Go and play cricket. It doesn't take us to say, hey, you know what, get this done. We need to get. No, take the initiative and do so. Because a part of us leaders is you taking the initiative of yourself to be a leader. That's the one thing I would love to see from the youths. It's more initiative being taken. Again, I am not saying that we are saying that you are wrong for thinking the way you're thinking. Yes, Barbuda is lacking in a lot of sporting activities, but a lot of the activities that we had growing up, we created those experiences. And through us creating those experiences, that's where people started finding interest. You know what, Tal, them 12 young men there, then go to play cricket. Let's try and see if we can get them some proper coaching. Let's see if we can get them some uniform. A lot of times, the little basketball leagues that they had from the juniors, it wasn't no league or association that created those. It's us among ourselves. You were blue, you were purple, and you tear your shirt and take off your sleeve, basketball league play. We didn't wait on nobody to give us that. So why are we now sitting down here saying, oh, Barbuda don't have nothing, sports council not nothing. Why does council have to provide something when you want it? And I'm saying it to all the youths. Why do we have to provide something for you to decide that you want to play? Play the sport. We will back you. We will support you. And on top of that, my other concern is with, Mr. Coffey touched on it, is the parents. We have a lot of persons who have potential in sports, but a lot of them don't lack the discipline and the actual determination, diligence to actually get it done. One of the things that I've seen, and it really bothers me a lot because I grew up in a generation where manners and respect took you a long way. You try to teach a child a sport, and because they feel they know how to play the sport, they don't need your guidance. That becomes a challenge with coaches when they're training these children how to play the sport. Because you go on a field, or let's use basketball for instance, you go on a field and you're trying to teach them the fundamentals of playing basketball, but they disregard fundamentals because all of them want to shoot. Whether you can shoot or not, you're trying to shoot. Basketball requires a playmaker, a center, a power guard, a shooting guard, and a point guard, specifically for the reason that a team is made of people with different abilities. Everyone can't do the same thing. But it's hard to teach children these fundamentals of the sport when a lot of the children aren't taking in what the coaches are giving out. I will end by saying a part of us creating a community of sporting activities, I would also love to see a community of our young people who are willing to learn and take what is learned and put it into the real world.
Okay.
Good evening to everybody. Well, yes, I'm Jermaine Joy Saving Grace with the youths. For the past 2 years, I've been doing this with the youths, but if some of y'all will check back, from after Irma, I've been doing this from in Antigua, where we started with a football fundraising for the youths to bring back to Barbuda. And from that, I have been doing it, not as in how I'm doing it now, as Miss John D'Souza would say, that she reached out to certain people, and I reached out to the council where I was to go to Antigua to train for the football course through FIFA, where I passed, and I'm happy with that. And after reach out to Barbados also for a sports management course, where I passed high in that also. coming back to Barbuda, continue with the program with the youths, reaching out to the council with no answering back. So I feel the type of way where I told the kids is like, hey, they have to call police for we, because it's not for me, it's a betterment for the youths and the community. Because the kids, from time here, I have to mute my phone, mute it, because coach, is basketball on tonight. You know, as y'all would say, they want things to do, and it's not that y'all would just come numerous meetings, numerous things, settings, and all we do here talking. As you said, Mr. Warner, let's hope that this and not just be one talking and one action, because you know, sometimes I love to hear from people, especially people that is Barbudan. But most of me have more people I come down to help. So what is everybody else? Are there animal? No, nothing to say funny. But y'all the people yourself, I don't know basketball, but me have basketball game weekend. Me blow whistle, keyboard tell me, hey, that not traveling. But me don't know. I don't know, but just to make the kids and them happy and put something in place for them, me try. You know? So there's where now Mr. Springer from Antigua came and started with cricket, and Julius, that is Miss Knox Internet husband, right. They were here helping out, and me not really know cricket, but me put myself there, and I reach out to the community. About one time, Mr. Walker, I reach out to him and I tell him, hey, if you say one day come, make me see you, that alone, you know? You don't have to come and have to do everything. Just come, where you can talk and say, you say it. Because me, there's on the internet, if I don't know, I jump on. So make sure when I tell them, I know what I tell them. Although I don't know myself, you know? But right now, we need to stop it talking so much, right? And I can say it from my heart. I appreciate all who sponsor and help out the youths and them. Because sometimes I go in a supermarket, hey, look on a case of water, look on pack a cup, look on pack a snack here. You see, I don't know who do it. And I always tell the kids and them, respect to everybody, because me myself don't even know who sponsor us sometimes. Because I have to go in my pocket and all. Right? And we already take one team to Antigua, where we did well, out of 13 teams. If the whistle mean they blow right, would have come first. If the whistle was blowing right, the first would have come, you know. But yeah, I know how that go. We don't go so much into that, you know. As y'all said, the basketball team too, the grassroots come out when we start. Nobody else was dealing with them. And we was like, look at what they reach now, you know. Y'all said that me need the help. But how much y'all help me? Especially from the council aspect, you see. Don't look at everybody in the community. The council now sees like, hey, the young man, they try hard, boy. Come on, lad, give him a push, you know. It's not me in depth, because what me do with the kids and them, when me do it with the kids and them, nobody's paying me. From my heart, me do it. And a lot of y'all in there will know me from my background. It's not a nice background coming up. Boys training school, prison. And me's like, me say, no. See, way how me see some of them kids me they operate and go on. Me say, me can do something and talk with them for make one difference. And me start talk with them. When me tell somebody it's like, hey, me went to prison, they look at me, it's like, coach, you serious? Me say, yeah, now because I see me look so now. Me a changed person, me different. Mr. Mussington can tell you also. Right, you know, but it's not here to come here so much about me, but the community keeps saying, hey, we need this and we need that. But when you look at the community, you don't see community. We're having games, event. And sometimes you can remember one game, we put on a basketball game. And now some of the kids and they tell me, coach, hold on a little bit more, see if anybody else come. You know how that feel within them? You know? As family members, uncle, cousin, when it comes house, you say, I push $50 in your pocket, new shoes. Some of them want basketball shoes and football shoes. Thank God sometimes we meet some people that willing to help out and sponsor certain things. You know, pertaining to that. We get gays and stuff to sponsor from outsiders, where may expect that mainly from people right here. So we need to tap sometimes look out. And as you mentioned before, that when Mr. Skeppel came, Me, myself, and Miss Jan D'Souza reach out to Mr. Walker where he sponsored the fuel for cut the cricket field. And we start and we get it clean up, then start fence it, and then it just pass. A new fence up on there now, a new fence soon for now, I have to put back on there again. Because one, nobody really look into it to make sure. Me take it for myself and go down there. You can ask Miss Parker, and me take out horse out in there. Me almost get myself in a problem for that. We go take them out and let them out. Because it's like, we just don't clean up inside there, bring back horse and donkey content. No, the sports department leaders, you have to put down your foot. You know, now look for no political nothing. It needed to be done, you have one duty to do. If people get paid for doing work and they're not doing, you have to deal with them. Stop look for politics and me know this and me know that. A lot of people now look for job because of money, the title for money. Me not look for no title for no money, me look for title for get it done. As you say, the community, we're glad for our community thing, but me hear that they have a community league through the basketball, but me never see or hear nothing. Yeah, me hear so, but I don't know how true it is. That may say, you know, but if that is true, it doesn't make no sense because a lot of people on board that they do nothing and they come back again and have to go back on board. You know? And that doesn't make no sense. The reason why me and all in sports department right now working because I see that the department did need help. And me ask for transfer from the finance department to go to sports to get help out. That time, Mr. Gore Jalla was going off on retirement and I asked about the position that he was, that he used to have, and nobody from the department didn't care. And I got the job to go there and do that job, and the whole department outburst. No, he can't just come and take up the job there. So people left for how much years? Well, people left for years, but what them produce out of the years? What qualification they have for the job? Because I realize right now with counseling our way, not to say it bad, but we need to go and put long. We need to get out of this, hey, I know you go there. Show me a papers to do it. Right? Because when you give him the job to do him, he go to Sarah, go ask Sarah with the papers to help him do the work, because he don't know to do the work. I see it happen over and over, and right now, that's one of the biggest fight within council. People that get paid that don't know what to do. Right? And people that had the qualification and the stamina for going to them, they are looking and turn them down. Right? So, not to say nothing disrespectful or anything, me have to come and talk it, how I feel it, you know, and the youths and them, yeah, stop to them, I want nothing, right? They really want something to do. This month and coming, God's willing, I'm hoping to take a few of them back to Antigua again for participate in a basketball league. Because once they reach out to me, because people from Antigua reach out, it's like, hey, me hear you have a team over them. It's like, me say, hey, yes, me bring my team. I'm going to go around the community, ask sponsor, and the community sponsor. You know, but the council now need to step in place with that. Give me the push. Give me the push. Give me the okay sometimes. Sometimes I have basketball game here, I have to pay. I use cricket field here, I have to pay right one letter. Now for me, for the community and the youths. If that comes round, set up a proper body within the sports department where all the rules and regulations they will play out before anything can happen. Because on place that now do nothing, now I start use it. It start become a kind of problem. You know, because some people don't want to see for them the work get done and them not done. You know? So, on behalf of youths and them and the community, because we can talk for the community, I'll get this ball rolling, not just come and talk. Because as me always say, if I realize me take last to talk, me don't love to come and talk. Me, I want action, man. Me want to get it done. So hopefully if I will leave from here tomorrow, everything should start to play. Not have to wait again and go to no committee. Yes, we never go to committee, but push the community to make it happen one time, because sometimes things just slip on the carpet and just disappear. Our wife not hear nothing again about it. So with all respect, let's get this thing rolling, and me a 100 plus 100% for get it going. As y'all see, every day me down here, whether in a schoolyard or basketball court, me have it going. So let's get the ball rolling, and thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The protocols. You did this? Say again?
I'm leaving because I have a meeting.
Oh. Take it.
No, it was good being here, listening to all the plans you have, because I came here the first in 1982. And I came here for 2 weeks, and this is where I used to live. And there was one Mr. Henbiza. He wanted to assassinate me. But I think, fastball. I think the roof took most of his anger. You will understand what I mean. And really and truly, we'd like to see things happening. I came here last year, and a lot of us used to be here. Germany invited me, and I was also here, being a part of it. And I'm also willing to be a part of it. I am not playing cricket because I'm down here not playing cricket. Greg and myself, we play for the same cricket team in Antigua, Masters cricket team. He plays with one of my son because he plays with New Windjams. But in any aspect of sports and development in Barbuda, I'm part of this community. Sports is an integral part of any community. Sports teach discipline and time management. I spent 6.5 years in college in Jamaica, and I played for 5 cricket teams, and still doing my exams, getting good grades. Because why? You have to manage your time in every aspect of life. So whatever you guys are doing, any way I can help, even if the Lord bless me with finance, I will give the finance to see young people. I prefer to play sports, play basketball, cricket, and these things rather than go to prison. Because when they have too much time on their hands, they will get distracted, and the good old saying goes, the devil find work for idle hand. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me just go with the protocol set already. Just to cut to the chase, I believe that the only way sports on Barbuda can move is up. Because we are, at the moment, at rock bottom. We can't go any lower. Our population is negligible. The sporting people is a handful, and we can't manage that. I think the step that Mr. Warner is trying to take signifies that it can't be business as usual. We can't just go and knock ball and go home and do that. No, that has its place, but you need some survive or contribute as the governing body for sports on Barbuda. You can't have splinter groups all over the place. If the Committee for Sports will look at areas of focus and have a cricket association or cricket Barbuda, where a group of people will look at cricket and people would devote 100% to cricket. Football Barbuda, you devote 100% to football. I'm not saying you can't go box or you can't go play basketball on the side, but each of those have their own stress on the human body. If you're a basketballer, the knees go quickly. If you're cricket, you can go up to your 40s and 50s because the stress on the body is different. So what we have to do with this small population that we have is to look for areas of focus. You can't tell me on an island of 1,800 people, you know how not athletics. You know how world-class beaters. In 2025, you can't tell me you're not a distance runner, nobody who can run fast and You think you can play football today, go run tomorrow, and the next? You have to put 100%, and this is what the committee will focus on. To get people challenged in a certain direction to get the success that you need. Mr. Chairman, if you're going to put this association in place, the governing body for sports on Barbuda, with the splintered groups I spoke about, you have to get dedicated, devoted, and loyal people. You can't look jobbers. People who come from 8 to 4 and watch the clock. The coach for Usain Bolt, me sure the man couldn't sleep when there's a meet coming up. And we have 8 to 4, and then go and do something else and go and do all kind of, and the athletes out there needing technical advice. Mr. Chairman, you have to start to think about proper protective equipment for your athletes. You can't have people running a try for ball ball in a slippers. And them big bow shoes, that rubber thing that you have there and walk about in that day ball in a. You can't. So the council will have to try and source the proper equipment for the athletes, and let the parents pay little until they can get the costs covered. We have to start to think differently. I'm not here to tell you what me does do or what Albert Thomas does do and what Cecil and them does do. Nah. It's a new beginning. And nobody can come tell me no one man can do it. You need an association with professional coaches, technical people who can guide you, not your own self. You know, how you think about things. And when you look in the technical books, you're wrong. Barbuda young people, we're short-changing them. My God, I know that the odds are against us. You can't tell me that me no know. Me know what the young people are facing. I see it on the streets, I see it at the rum bar, I see it all over. But with God's help, we're supposed to can tackle the deck that is stacked so high against us and get the young people on the right track. Mr. Chairman, I hope I don't scare anybody.
Yes, my name is Zafar Surali. Zafar Surali. They used to call me Senak before. I worked in Barbuda in the 70s when the road was being cut. Yeah. Okay. So I have a question. First thing is a question. What is the structure? I don't know if anybody can answer it. What is the structure? What is the structure of sports in the school system? Can anybody answer?
Yes. So presently in the school system we have, when there's not a proper structure. Let me start by saying that. Right. There's not a proper in the primary school. That is, there is something up at St. Matthew's George. However, what I can say, the Barbuda Council's sports department have some coaches that are attached to the youths, but that is basically limited. It is not a proper system. I mean,
so there's no system.
Or let me say that maybe there was something, but it doesn't work as it was intended.
Right.
right? So that needs to be worked on.
So they have the same, it's the same thing in Antigua. The system that we had before is what created all the great cricketers we have in the Caribbean. That school system is what created it. They had houses, each house, it might be 3 houses, and they had different divisions. They had up to four divisions.
Put the mic at it. Yes.
He has up to 4 is it working?
Yes, just put it up.
Okay. And in that there were competition. The competition, 4th division competition, for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, that sort of stuff. That was the system. And then you had the school system. All of that is dead now. That's why West Indies cricket is what it is. The only people that are playing cricket now in West Indies is those that their parents used to like cricket and they forced their kids into it. Okay, so that have to come back. And if you don't bring it into the schools, it's not going to, the program will not be successful. Okay, that's what have to be done. And the other problem, okay, a lot of people talk a lot of things here tonight. A lot of people have passions, but it's just talk. Doing is the real, is where you really start. Okay, now, somebody said that the youth of today is a different people completely. It's not true. That's not true. Human nature has not changed from the beginning of time. So what we have today, okay, a people is what they are cultured to be. We have not been, in the last 40 years or more, we have dropped whatever culture we had, and we have moved to a different thing because we follow other nations like the US. So everybody, the school system took on the US education system, which is designed to develop or to produce robotic workers, not thinkers. They don't want thinkers in the society, so they didn't really put anything into people's mind or their humanity. What they did was they prepare you for a job. That's not humanity. You have to bring that system back in the schools. A system of also morality, manners, discipline, and order. 90% or more of the talent that is wasted because the lack of discipline in young people. I've watched the coaches. I've gone to the fields and I've watched them. They don't know how to control the children. The children are doing whatever they want. When they'll send a coach to a school, picks a bunch of kids, takes them out to learn, to teach them cricket. They don't even know, 15-year-old don't even know how to hold a bat. That's what we have all around the Caribbean. It's not here in Grenada. I've seen it in Jamaica. It's the same thing. Somebody talked about the fact that when they were young, they went out and played cricket as soon as they came home. I did the same thing. As soon as you get home and you drink some lemonade, something, off to the cricket field. Because we had the love. Because we were cultured to love cricket. Today, those youth that you see around there, they are not. And you have to reculture them. You don't do that. A lot of people talk a lot of things here, but nobody talk about solutions. And nobody talk about the root cause of the problem, and that's what I'm trying to talk about now, the root cause. That's where we have to go back to, the root cause. Coaches do not understand the mindset of young people. They don't know how to attach the people they train into themselves, or so that these kids develop the respect and the discipline and order and things like that in their life. And therefore the coaches, in my mind, is just a waste of time. Because when I look today and I see they pack up the sports department with coaches because they're loyal to a party or things like that, and I've seen it all over the Caribbean, it's not that they know what they're doing. Because the other thing is that when you're going to when you want to put people in a committee that you're talking about building, you need to find people like retired civil servants, policemen, things like that. Not because somebody can play a little cricket, you're going to put them in the committee. Because most of those people have no time. I went to Grenada and I spent 18 months, and I was on the board. I went to the Ministry of Youth Development and Sport, and I get them to organize so that we develop a board. So I was on that board for this northeast region of St. George's, about 10 different villages. And these people who know the people, because I don't know them, I'm just like a visitor. What they did was they picked these sports people who play cricket well at one time, or a little football. They never show up to a meeting. We could not even get 6 people at any given time to form even a board, to actually put officers in the board. So you have to look for people who are retired, who have time, people who care about people who care about sports development. And if you can do that with the board, you might have some success. But picking popular people because of they do a little cricket and sports, that's not what's going to do it, and so on. I could say 101 more things, but
Thank you very much. Is there anyone who would like to have any further input? Okay, if not, I know it's getting late, so I want to say 2 things before I wrap up. One, I believe that the lack of attendance this afternoon among the young people was due to my neglect. I would say neglect because maybe I would not have done enough. I should have gone into the school, the secondary school, which I did make the plan, but there were so many things going on, and I tried to get the message out as much as possible on the ground, on Facebook, or by Barbuda channel and stuff like that. But I know that this is just a start, and going forward, I am expected to do much better in terms of promoting this type of stuff, because this meeting really is geared at the youths. Also, as the chair of the sports committee, Sport and Youth Affairs Committee, I had, between myself and my deputy, I gave her most of that responsibility for the section, or the youth section of it, because she was already acquainted with most of them, and also she's chair of education, and education and youth go hand in hand. So I had asked her to assume much of that role, but just to keep me in the loop. However, going forward, my intention is to have a few minutes with both schools, the primary and the secondary school, so that we can have a greater participation. So I really would want to apologize for that. Nonetheless, I am thankful and appreciative of the fact that for all who took the time out to come down here this afternoon, it shows me that there's some seriousness in wanting to see something happen in sports in Barbuda. And as I said earlier, I would wish for anyone who wants to be a part of the association that I spoke of earlier. You can either register your name and your number with me before you leave, or I'm in the community on a daily basis. I am very visible throughout the village, so we can get things started. I would really prefer that you do that this evening. However, there might be other persons who, well, for whatever reason, couldn't make it here, who might be interested in seeing sports going forward. And I am really hoping that this is not just a talk shop. I don't like to be a part of a talk shop. I talk a lot sometimes, but I don't like to be a part of just a talk shop. I want to see things happen. I believe in action. And anybody who really know me will understand what I am talking about. So I want to say thank you again. Thank you to Barbuda Channel for covering this meeting this afternoon. And thank you for the input and presence of each and every one. And I hope that you would go to your respective places with God's guidance and God's grace. So at this time, I would ask us to stand as we invite Mr. Walker to give the closing prayer.
Let us stand, bow, close our eyes. Father, we thank you for the time we've spent today, this afternoon, discussing sports for Barbuda. I pray that you may go with us, guide our thoughts and minds. And I pray that you will continue to allow us to do what's best for the interests of the people, especially the youths. Take us safely to our homes. In Jesus' name.